Okay, so I'm still taking it back, looking into the past of Erica's old speeches to see if there were any signs now that we have the information that we have. So obviously completely biased in my opinion on a lot of different things. And so I wanted to go back and look at her memorial speech. I know I said I was going to do that CBS interview with Barry Wise, and I will. I had no idea that it was an hour. So I kind of got to plan a little bit better to react to something for an hour. But I wanted to still take it back to the memorial speech because I didn't really pay attention to it when this first went down. Her memorial speech and the whole memorial in general. I paid attention to it to a little bit, but not her speech. So I want to go back and look at it now that we know that she called this the event of the century in that leaked Zoom call when she bragged on the merch sales at this same event. When she talked about how many people they got to, like, how many people they registered to vote at this event. You know, all the people that they took information from on their phones when they were geo tracking and geo fencing. It's just this entire political Republican pep rally, it seems like. So now that we know all of this information, because she said that in the leaked phone calls and what they were excited about around this event of the century, I wanted to take a step back and look at what she actually said throughout the speech to see if there were signs. So once again, take it away, Shabbat Shalami. I'm sorry, Miss Shabbat Shalami. Okay.
Hello. God bless all of you for coming here from all over the world to honor and celebrate my Charlie. Just a few miles from here, 2 years ago at America Fest 2023, Charlie delivered a speech on stage for our TPUSA Faith event. Charlie loves speaking off the cuff. He was very good at that, without a script. So I personally didn't know what he was going to say. And what he chose to speak about that day was his submission to the will of God. He quoted one of his favorite Bible verses, Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. Here I am, Lord. Send me. After Charlie finished, I met him backstage and I spoke to him, and I'll never forget this. I said, Charlie, baby, please talk to me next time before you say that statement. Because when you say something like that, there is so much power in that verse. When you say, here I am, Lord, use me, God will take you up on that. And he did with Charlie.
I don't know. That's weird to me. I'm just a few things. So for one, I don't think I've ever, just speaking in general, right? I'm just speaking in general. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that was their favorite verse before. Here I am, Lord, use me. That's it. Like, you know what I mean? It's so many different verses that got a little bit more to it to call it your favorite. So here I am, Lord, use me. That doesn't really, again, teach his own. It could have been his favorite verse. It just is that's the first for me. And I'm not really okay with things being the first because that was the start of all of this. It was the first that everybody was like, she's just a grieving widow. It's different. So everybody was like, just nobody understands what she's going through. It was almost like everything with Turning Point and Erika, it was the first time for everybody to understand that somebody is acting this way. And it was almost like we were being gaslit. We were being gaslit, not almost. Every time, even though we've never heard of this stuff before, people never act like this before. It's the first for everything. We were just supposed to believe it. So I'm done with coincidences with them, especially with her. And that's the first time I ever heard anybody say, oh, that's their favorite verse. Here I am, Lord, use me. And then comparing it to, I mean, not even comparing it, saying God will take you up on that offer, as in, what are you correlating that to? Him dying? Him being assassinated? And whatever the Big Bang was, him being betrayed by her and other people? I don't think that's what I no, I just don't think that's what Charlie meant by saying God use me. Use me to be betrayed by Erika, everybody around me. I'm gonna die at the hands of them. Like I'm just don't really believe that was his favorite verse. That's all I'm saying. I could be wrong.
"11 days ago, God accepted that total surrender from my husband and then called him to his side. More than anything, Charlie wanted to do not his will, but God's will. And over these past 11 days, through all the pain, never before have I found as much comfort as I now do in the words of our Lord's Prayer, 'Thy will be done.' God's love was revealed to me on the very day my husband was murdered. On the afternoon of September 10th, I arrived at a Utah hospital to do the unthinkable, to look directly at my husband's murdered body. I saw the wound that ended his life.
Now, it was a couple of things that happened before that. You didn't just fly into Provo and go straight to the airport. I mean, straight to the hospital to see Charlie. That's not what happened. We already have confirmed, proof that she waited at the airport for an hour for Andrew Kovac, allegedly, which doesn't make any sense at all. With the story that Andrew Kovac has provided, is that he flew into Provo and fell into Erika's arms, and they were crying with each other. Well, it's public information with all the flight times. So with that story, Erika would have had to wait on the tarmac for an hour. So again, this is information we know now, but just think about it. The fact that this information she already knows, but she is up here on this stage talking to hundreds of thousands of people. I don't know if it's 100,000 people in there, but you know what I mean. The TV as well, so millions. She was on that tarmac and for an hour, at least minimum. Nothing earlier. And if you don't believe me, let me just show you really quick. I won't lose my place with her speech. Let me just show you really quick. She was on the tarmac for an entire hour waiting for Andrew Kovac. And somehow here it is. Look at this. Look at this. So the flight that Erika came in on, that she wants us to believe she came in on, is this one. Oh, is it not gonna let me highlight it? No. Okay, you can see my mouse. It's this one right here. N102DZ. This green plane right here. Scottsdale, Arizona to Provo, Utah. This is from Real Barons Podcast. He got all the flight records. They want us to believe that this was Erika. I know he has Andrew. That's a whole different conversation on theories right now. We're not going to get into that. But this is Erika. Why? Because Andrew Kovac said that this plane right here, where my mouse go? Oh my gosh. Where's my mouse? The RGY 872, the purple plane towards the bottom that says Andrew's wife, that is supposed to be Andrew. So he flew in and landed at 436, and Erika was the green plane 2 slots above that that's landing at 312. She waited at the airport for an hour minimum for Andrew Kovac. And she's talking about, oh, well, I landed and went straight to the hospital. Like, that's a lie. It is. Don't argue with me. Argue with your mama. That's just the facts. That's a lie. She waited on the tarmac for an hour for Andrew Kovac. Your husband just got done in the worst way possible. This is information that we already know. So, I don't know. Just stuff like that. Again, this is completely from a biased lens, but I know this information now. So I'm looking at her knowing that she's lying to millions of people about her whereabouts. Talking about she went to the hospital first thing and rushed to that. No, you didn't. And the fact that that story is a lie too, because I don't even believe you waited on that tarmac for an hour. That doesn't make any sense. But that is what we have as right now, hardcore facts, that you at least waited an hour on the tarmac for Andrew Kovac. I don't know. Take it away, Miss Shabbat Shalami. Continue.
I felt everything you would expect to feel. I felt shock. I felt horror and a level of heartache that I didn't even know existed.
Who is she looking at? Who is she looking at? She does this so often. That's why it's so performative to me. Who are you looking at? She does this with dang near every interview.
And a level of heartache that I didn't even know existed. But there was something else too. Even in death, I could see the man that I love. I saw the one single gray hair on the side of his head, which I never told him about. Now he knows. Sorry, baby, telling you now, but never told him. Didn't want to. I also saw this. I also saw on his lips the faintest smile. And that told me something important. It revealed to me a great mercy from God in this tragedy. When I saw that, it told me Charlie didn't suffer. Even the doctor told me it was something so instant that even if Charlie had been shot in the operating room itself, nothing could have been done. There was no pain, there was no fear, no agony. One moment, Charlie was doing what he loved, arguing and debating on campus, fighting for the gospel and truth in front of a big crowd.
Please tell me y'all seen that coming. If you just watched the last video, I know you seen that coming with the whole voice switch up and then get right back to the normal thing. She is, I'm telling you, especially off the last video, we counted at least 11 where she goes, he was fighting for the gospel and truth. And then and goes straight back into talking normal again. We counted 11 of those last time. Minimum. I probably missed some. So now that we're seeing it again, bro, this woman practices that. It's too consistent. It's too much of a pattern to say that, oh, she's just emotional. No, it happened 11 times last video. And here we are again in a whole new video. It happening. And this is after the last video, like timeline wise. This is 11 days after he died, after Charlie died. The last video that we did of her making her first remarks was 3 days after he died. This lady is performative. And is she talking about fighting for the gospel or whatever? Bro, he was debating kids. But again, this woman right here, I started to realize in live time, out of all my years of life, I never really seen Christianity be weaponized in like live time in this type of way. But with her, I was like, I'm watching it happen. I'm watching her use Christianity and God and all this stuff. It's just a tool, like a manipulation, a form of manipulation. She does it often. He was on campus spreading the gospel. Don't get me wrong. Charlie definitely was a vocal believer, but he wasn't spreading the gospel on campus. What are you talking about? He was debating kids on policies and politics. Talking about he was spreading the gospel on campus. Like, what are you talking about, lady? But I started to realize that. Like, she is somebody that you can literally watch in live time, manipulate and weaponize Christianity, and use it as a tool to just really confuse and manipulate people to say, hey, I'm talking about God. I'm talking about Christianity. I'm talking about Jesus. Don't question me. Don't like, you know what I mean? She's doing it in live time right in our face. My opinion. Some people could disagree with that, but I'm like, it's obvious to me.
And then he blinked. He blinked and saw his Savior in paradise.
Scribe makes step-by-step guides for any process with AI.
Oh, you know my God.
Terrifying at work.
My apologies.
When you
Y'all know I'm not Hollywood yet. I'm not big time yet to have YouTube Premium. We still got ads over here. All right, we back.
And all the heavenly mysteries were revealed to him. God's love continued to be revealed to me in the days that followed. The next day on the tarmac in Air Force Two, I confronted Usha Vance, precious woman. I held her hand and I told her, honestly, I do not know.
Yeah, like, y'all have to realize that all of that is for a reason. It's intention. She's not genuinely like trying to give this lady a compliment. All of this stuff is with intention. There was no reason to compliment Usha Vance or whatever you pronounce her name. There was no reason to talk about such a precious woman. Like, we already know that back in December, they endorsed JD Vance and them. We already know that. I've been saying that the second that she got on that CBS interview with Barry Weiss, I've been saying that she's trying to run for VP. They're trying to groom her into running for VP. But all of this precious woman, like, come on, bro. I don't think anybody could assume that she was a bad person. But it's the little things like that. She said it in the last video that I did when she was talking about Usha Vance and JD Vance, talking about thank you guys for honoring Charlie. And yeah. I'm like, lady, they flew next to his body on the way home. They didn't, you know what I mean? She made it seem like they did everything with his body and returned it to Erika. Like, I'm starting to get like just a little bit frustrated with this lady right now.
How I'm going to get through this. She told me something. She said, you know, when you're on an airplane with your kids and it's the last 15 minutes of the flight and things are crazy, kids are not cooperating, toys are flying everywhere and everyone's screaming, and you think to yourself, I cannot wait for this flight to land. And it's 15 minutes before you land. And she told me, you will get through these 15 minutes and the next 15 minutes after that. Usha, I don't think you realized it then, but those words were exactly what I needed to hear. But most of all, God's mercy.
That was the weakest advice I ever heard in my life. Bro, that was the weakest advice I've ever heard in my life. You'll get through these 15 minutes. You know those 15 minutes that, like, when you're about to land with the kids, it's all rough, and you only got 15 minutes left? It's just like right now. You'll get through these 15 minutes, and then the next 15 minutes, and then the next 15 minutes. Huh? So 45 minutes. So an hour. So a day. Like, what are you talking about? You'll get through these 15 minutes, and then the next 15 minutes. I have a child, okay? Do you know how terrible that would be if you went about your day counting by 15-minute increments, seeing if you can survive every 15 minutes? That got to be the dumbest idea I ever heard in my life. Are you serious right now? Maybe by windows, wake windows, maybe by a couple hours. Like, okay, if he goes to bed at 7:30, maybe by, you know what I mean, by 5, we got 2 hours left. Then you say, okay, if you make it 1 hour, you know what I mean? Maybe something like that. 15-minute increments. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life.
And God's love have been revealed to me these past 10 days. After Charlie's assassination, we didn't see violence. We didn't see rioting.
Y'all seen that? Hold on. Nah, it was before that. There you go. What? Why did that just happen? I know I got the sound on mute. I was really just trying to focus on what she looked like. Let me play the sound a little bit. I don't want it to echo into the mic.
Violence. Charlie's assassination, we didn't see violence.
Are y'all seeing that?
Charlie's assassination, we didn't see violence.
What just happened to this lady? What about that sentence just made her morph? Like, what is that? Is crazy. I'm in disbelief. Something wrong with this lady. This lady is demon possessed. I'm sorry. She is. I ain't never seen somebody have reactions. Their body, their eyes react to certain words, certain sentences. I've never seen this before in my entire life. Look at this. What triggered that? Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm not really irritated anymore. I'm a little afraid. This is
We didn't assassination. We didn't last 10 days. After Charlie's assassination, we didn't see violence. We didn't see rioting. We didn't see revolution. Instead, we saw what my husband always prayed he would see in this country. We saw revival. Yes.
Yep. It's called a home equity agreement. And I got
I know. Okay. Look, I was honest with y'all. I'm not Hollywood yet. I don't have YouTube Premium yet. I'm a regular guy. Don't fight me on that, please. I'm sorry. All right, we back. The ad is over with.
He knew that faith was a habit.
I'm skipping around a little bit just in case anybody was wondering. I don't really think I can make it through all these 30 minutes because like she really not talking about nothing for real. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that nobody was like, "Oh, what just happened? We jumping around, blah blah." I'm definitely skipping through. I can't make it through this one. I can't. There's no way.
The more you live it, the more it grows. But know this too. The seed has only just been planted. The enemy will tempt you the most in a time like this one. God will always be there for you, but you must choose to mark your soul again and again in the direction of Christ. Pray again. Read the Bible again. Go to church next Sunday and the Sunday after that, and break free from the temptations and shackles of this world.
I get it. I do, but I just don't know. It's so tricky. Cause like I get it. I truly do. I just don't understand how this is relevant at the moment, if that makes sense. Telling like everybody to go do certain things, go read the Bible. This world is evil, everybody. Go read the Bible, go to church. And I'm like, lady, you're the evil one with the information we know now. You're the evil one. And everybody around you that and around Charlie that did him dirty. You're the one that live in the $1 million mansion. And she's sitting here talking this evil world we live in. As you betray your own husband and you stay in the $1 million mansion, but you telling every like, you know what I mean? It's stuff like I'm like, it's just it's so hard that like the conversation of like Christianity being weaponized and used as a form of manipulation, like it really is a sensitive topic because you know, who wants that? Who wants that? It's a hard thing to talk about, but it's a reality though. And people that don't have like great discernment, they fall into this manipulation. Like they are manipulated by these type of people. And this is how they do it. It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Being a follower of Christ is not easy. It's not supposed to be. Jesus said, if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. He said he would be persecuted. He said we would be persecuted. And Charlie knew that and happily carried his cross all the way to the end. And I want all of you to know, while Charlie died far too early, he was also ready to die. There was nothing he was putting off. There was nothing that was too hard or too painful or nothing that he just felt like he didn't want to do it. He left this world without regrets. He did 100% of what he could every day. But I want you to.
So how sick does it, like, when you really think about it, like, how sick does it make you to know that she's talking about Charlie was ready to die when Charlie, in fact, was betrayed? His life was cut short by evil people around him. And again, it's all in God's will, right? It's all in God's will. I just can't stand hearing this lady talk about Charlie was ready to die. This is what was supposed to happen. And I'm like, bro, y'all betrayed this man. Y'all got him killed, allegedly. And here we are 11 days later, and they're like, yep, Charlie was ready. He always talked about, y'all did it to him. What are you man, this is, I gotta skip to the end, to the part where she says that she forgives him, the famous forgiveness speech, because I can't take it anymore, man. It's making me a little upset.
To know something. Charlie died with incomplete work.
Stop taking meeting notes and let ClickUp AI Note Taker do it for you. It allows you to focus on your
sorry.
meetings.
I'm sorry. I'm broke. I'm sorry. I can't help it.
To be the new CEO of Turning Point USA. Turning Point USA, tremendously part of our work will be. And so I promise you today, every part of our work will become greater. I am tremendously honored to be the new CEO of Turning Point USA. I do not take that lightly.
I don't even want to get into all of that about, what would Charlie want from his wife and for the mother of his two kids and all that stuff. The proof is already out there on what Charlie would want, and it's not what she's doing. I don't even want to get into all that. But I also thought, the thought of your husband dying, right? The official narrative, FBI narrative, is that somebody just didn't like Charlie for what he did, right? What his job is, his movement, what he pushes. So if he just died 11 days ago for doing his job, why in the world would you want to take on that job this soon? And then here's the manipulation with, how Christianity is used. Oh, well, God told her to do that. She don't question it. It's Charlie's legacy. It's just common sense. This is logic right here. Your significant other just died from doing that job. They talked about the threats they received all the time. And your significant other just died from doing that job in the craziest way 11 days ago. And 11 days later, you're like, I'll step up and do the job. Do you care about the kids? And mind you, we already know the information of them donor farming at this event with probably some of these people down here. There's a lady down here. Is that her? That's crazy. I don't know if that's her or not. There's a lady down here that has already came out saying that she was donor farmed, and they placed her down here for a reason, and they started reaching out to her for money and all that other stuff. And donor farming has to happen with a nonprofit, but it's a time and place. At the memorial service. And then they told that same lady, and they manipulated her, trying to tell her about all the threats that Erika was receiving, trying to get her into donating money. So if y'all are telling people at this memorial service how Erika is just under attack and she's getting so many threats left and right, trying to get people to feel bad to pay Turning Point more, then what sense does it make for Erika 11 days later to step up to the CEO role? Your husband just died, right? The original, the FBI narrative is that a random person just didn't like what he spoke and stood for. So if my common sense would tell me you should probably lay low if ever somebody's randomly looking out for the Kirks. I don't know. It's just
Charlie and I were united in purpose. His passion was my passion, and now his mission is my mission. Everything that Turning Point USA built through Charlie's vision and hard work, God bless you all, and God bless America. Because when you stop the conversation, work will become greater. My passion, and now his mission is my mission. Everything that Turning Point USA built through Charlie's vision and hard work, we will make 10 times greater through the power of his memory. Chapters will grow.
here she go. More promo. I'm trying to find the part where she said, "I forgive him," really quick. I just want to see how that laid out before we wrap this up. Erika Kirk, I forgive him. Look at that. Trending. Here we go. I just want to see that last part of her saying, "I forgive him," and how that kind of was laid out for her to say that. The build up, I guess.
My husband, Charlie, he wanted to save young men, just like the one who took his life. That young man, on the cross, our Savior said, "Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do." That man, that young man.
Mind you, she's reading a script. How authentic is it really? How genuine is it really? When you have on your paper, slight pauses, look at the sky, pause, da 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 da, drag it out, and then say, "I forgive him." How genuine is that really when you have that on paper? This lady, man, she pissing me off tonight.
That young man. I forgive him.
Bro, this face right here, oh my gosh. She's trying so hard, bro. She's trying so hard to cry. She's trying so hard to have the moment. And it worked. The whole world ran with this for a while. Erika Kirk, the holy woman, forgives husband's killer. The killer hasn't even admitted to killing him. But like, this is crazy. And the whole world go crazy. Crowd goes crazy. Like, oh my gosh. I don't know. I can't take anymore. I really can't. Typically I would love to sit here and talk about Erika and try to break down everything, but I really can't get through that video knowing how emotional this event was for a lot of people across the world, because we didn't really know what was going on. And then to now know that the leaked Zoom calls reveals that she was most excited about how many t-shirt and hat sales they got from this, and the amount of voters that they got to register, or the amount of people they got to register to vote from this event. She called this event the event of the century. The fact that they were donor farming in this same event, the fact that they geo-tracked everybody that was at this event. Every single thing about this was political. Everything. So the fact that the things that we know now, I can't listen to this, knowing that she's lying. The fact that we know that she was on the tarmac for an entire hour waiting for Andrew COVID to fly in. And that's a lie. But according to her story and according to flight records of what she wants us to believe, it still places her on the tarmac for an entire hour before going to the hospital. And she's up here talking about, I went straight to the hospital. I can't listen to this lady continue to lie on this man, bro. I can't. And she did it on the biggest stage possible. And then shortly after this, leaked phone calls happen where she talks about hat sales, how many people they got to register to vote, how many Turning Point chapters open from this. Money, 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 money. That's the only thing she talked about. The event of the century. I can't believe we pulled off the event of the century. All the employees at Turning Point worked 20-hour days to get this happen, to get this to happen. And the only thing she talked about is money, money, money. Charlie would love for y'all to work so hard. Like, I just can't. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think, man. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Drop your comments and thoughts on everything that's going on. I appreciate y'all for supporting it as always. And I will see y'all on the next one.